Greg Schigliano and the Saskatchewan Rush have clinched a home playoff game, but they still want that #1 seed. Nick Rose and the Calgary Roughnecks sit just outside the playoffs and are in must-win mode with 3 games remaining. It's a pivotal all-Canadian NLL on Friday night you're not going to want to miss. The March to May brings you another edition of the Battle of the Prairies as the second-ranked Rush host their longtime rivals from Calgary. For over 20 years, these two franchises have given fans some of the most intense games the NLL has seen, and with playoff positioning on the line, expect the matchup to be no different. Saskatchewan can move into first with a win tonight and put a serious damper on the Roughnecks' playoff hopes. Calgary sits just outside a playoff spot, but a win tonight keeps them in the hunt. Welcome inside the broadcast booth here inside SaskTel. He is Brad Challoner. My name is Teddy Jenner, and this is the Castor Countdown to Face-Off. The Battle of Prairies Round 2. What a matchup we've got here tonight.
Yeah, these teams rarely disappoint when they get together, and still a lot on the line. For the Saskatchewan Rush, they're not satisfied. They're not done. They want to keep winning. They're very comfortable here at home. The more wins they can get would secure them even better home floor advantage throughout the postseason. For the Calgary Roughnecks, they're kind of limping into spring, Teddy. 1-3 in the month of March. They got to pretty much go perfect in April to stay alive in contention.
So let's focus on the Saskatchewan Rush, who had a dominant performance last weekend against the Colorado Man.
Yeah, the most impressive thing to me about the Rush this season, what's made them successful, is just their depth. They don't have a single player in the top 25 in league scoring, but what they do have is 9 different players who've been in and out of the lineup, all putting the ball in the back of the net. Last week against Colorado, it was Austin Shanks who feasted on Mammoth. 6 goals, 10 points. They brought him in as a veteran this offseason to show up in big moments and in big games, and he's popping off at the right time for the Saskatchewan Rush.
He's very familiar with the system they run here. He's brought in, and he's done a fantastic job. And you mentioned they are depth scoring all over. What Shanks has been able to bring is veteran leadership, his poise, his composure, and it's been just fantastic the way he's been. Just look at his numbers, on pace for a career high at 32 goals, and he looks good in green and black, and he's down the floor with Chantel Chan.
Austin, you're coming off a career night last week. How important is it for you to be playing your best lacrosse at this point of the season?
It's pretty important for the whole team, right? We gotta play another 60 minutes here. This is a big game. They're in a do or die, so they're gonna give us everything they got tonight, and we're trying to get better every single game.
Yeah, they're in a do or die, and you guys can also still fight for that first spot in the standings. How important is it for you guys to get the win tonight at home?
Just winning this game, you know. It's every game, getting better every week, and that's all that matters, playing a full 60, and the outcome will be for itself.
Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Still got about 60 minutes before we figure out that outcome, but the Calgary Roughnecks will definitely have something to say. Brad, you mentioned it. They haven't been great since bringing Nick Rose over, and Josh Sanderson's been very vocal.
Yeah, he's their head coach. He's such a fierce competitor. Even though they had a bye week to kind of stew on it, he was still really spicy when we were chatting him with this week. Calling his team everything, just stopping short of calling them soft, but they just need to be tougher to play against. Last week against San Diego, they were just bullying their way to the front of the net, cutting at will, no one getting physical. They need to protect certain areas of the floor a little bit better and bring that physicality and grit that they need for playoff lacrosse, and they'll be successful. I expect a much rougher, more physical Roughnecks team tonight.
Yeah, just look at the numbers. They bring in Nick Rose to help them get to the playoffs, but the team hasn't exactly been playing lights out in front of him either, so they're going to have to find a way to play a little tougher, play a little meaner, and stronger in between the lines. Down the floor, Eli Salamos with Chantel Chan.
Eli, Coach Sanderson has been very vocal this week that the defense needs to play a little bit more harder. Your thoughts on his message?
Yeah, for sure. I think we got away from it the last couple games. You know, we try and be a hard-nosed, blue-collar D, and I think we were just a little bit too soft these last couple games, and, you know, we got to just be better.
There's tons of weapons here on this Rush team. They have a lot of depth. How do you try to contain their offense tonight?
I think if everybody just does their jobs, right? We've been playing this rivalry for a long, long time. A lot of us have been a part of quite a few of these, and yeah, great players over there. A lot of respect for them, but we stick to our game plan and stick to what we're good at. I think we'll be okay.
Good luck tonight.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
One of the best parts about the Roughnecks is the run game. Can they pull it out tonight? There's no love lost between these two longtime rivals, so expect a playoff battle. Can the Rush stay hot? Do the Roughnecks have a start in them? We'll find out as Saskatchewan and Calgary face off on TSN.
This combo.
Crowd slowly filling up here inside SaskTel as the two teams are on the floor. Formalities are out of the way. And for more in this rivalry, down the floor with Chantel Chan.
Yeah, these two teams are in different positions at this point of the season. Calgary still fighting for a playoff spot, and the rivalry makes it a lot more interesting. I had a chance to speak with Saskatchewan's Holden Garland, and he said you don't really want to look at records at this point in the season. That's cliche to say, but it's hard to believe that Calgary is a 7-8 team, especially when you got guys like Dane, Dixon, and Rosie who are ageless. He says, listen, I feel like this game is going to be just like the first meeting of the season. He expects it to be tight and close, guys.
That first game was a 16-13 win for the Rush. Time for your starting goaltender. There's Eli Salama hyping up the crew, but in between the pipes, it is Nick Rose. 1-3 since coming over with a 12.52 goals against and a 77% save percentage. They're going to need him to be at his absolute best tonight if they're going to want to come away with a victory. At the other end, a former teammate of Nick Rose with the Calgary Roughnecks, Frank Scigliano. There you get a look at Rosie's numbers. Again, those 4 and 10 come with his time spent in Calgary. At the other end, Prison Frank Scigliano, the new dad, and he has been playing absolutely phenomenal all season, 9-3 with a 9.95 and a 78.7. This is going to be a fantastic match between stalwarts of the goalie union.
Yeah, a couple veterans, both. The only thing eluding both these two goalies is a championship, and it all starts right here. Frank, probably the best season he's put together, I think, Teddy, as a pro. Just so mature, so calm this season, making key saves in sight when the defense does break down, in tight rather. And Nick Rose hasn't stolen a game yet for the Calgary Roughnecks. Maybe tonight's the night as he tries to lift this team to the postseason.
Mark Gardonio, Blair Ferguson, Cam Anderson are your officials. Brendan Boyle will run the shot clock. Ignacio and Naso at the dot. This is going to be a fun one. Welcome to Toontown. Ignacio wins the opening draw. Ball pops loose, and they're going to call push from behind on the Roughnecks. Possession first off. We'll go to the Saskatchewan Rush. Zach Mans, leading point getter with 64 for the Rush. Brock King leader Robert Church. Keenan shot saved by Rose, ball loose. Matsuoka bumps it free, but a good check there by Zach Mans. Now ball still loose, and Salama up on the forecheck. He'll come up with it. That's a little better from the Calgary defense, showing a little grit. Salama gonna draw a penalty on Zach Mans, so an early 6-on-5 here for Calgary. Rose to the bench. Late man is Austin Ducomin, the rookie. Dixon to Dobie. Back to Curtis Dixon. Low shot. Hit a body in front. Rebound Ducomin. Dixon took a bit of a shot there from Messenger.
They got a reset. A good defense by the Saskatchewan Rush, but more pressure here from the Roughnecks.
Diagonal feed to Dobie. Reaching around. Shot blocked. And will Saskatchewan come away with it? Some ball still loose. And eventually the Rush pick it up. But Calgary will head to the power play. And this is going to be a matchup we're going to be wanting to watch all night long. The second best power play versus the second best PK.
Yeah, Calgary's pretty much lights out. Good pressure there on the 6-on-5.
Saskatchewan penalty number 2. 2 minutes. Holding.
And it's Zach Mans in that transition, trying to take that ball away from Matsuoka, and then holds up Salama. But this lethal power play with so many looks and so many weapons will go to work for the first time.
Jesse King will set it up out there with Dobie, Cook, Dixon, and Dixon. Awesome. Barnable, Garland, and Messenger will play the 4-man box in front of Frank. Curtis Dixon being Dobie passed it back and forth, and Dobie rang it off the crossbar.
Yeah, it's a shot they're going to be looking for all night long, though. Just nice high overhand over the shoulders of Frank Scigliano, who tends to dip down a little bit. Obviously, these players have a lot of different kind of shots they can throw, but he has been susceptible to that top shelf from Calgary shooters in the past.
Oh, here come the Saskatchewan Rush. Killing off 61% of their penalties. They got 6 shorties. Going to be in the stick of Big Mike Triolo. Triolo will give it to the captain, Ryan Keenan. Up top to Church, shot misses on the short side. Will bounce towards the Roughnecks bench and out of play. So with a minute 9 remaining on the power play Calgary will go back to work here, and we'll go strong left once again. Same 5-man unit.
Yeah, with no Tyler Pace still on the injured reserve, expect to see this look majority of the night tonight.
Everyone gets a touch around the horn. King will drag, gets a pick from Doby, tried to go short side, blocked by Messenger. We're gonna say it's a reset, so I guess it got on target. King, top center, backhand flip, Doby thought about it. Messenger was in the lane. King will shoot it. That one rang the pipe. And we'll go all the way back towards Nick Rose.
Yeah, they're getting some good looks, so a lot of rubber towards Frank Giuliano so far. And we'll watch a structure set here for the power play.
Down low, Tanner Cook. King, Dixon play 1-2. Backhand flip, Doby, try to go far side again. They're gonna say Giuliano got a piece of that one.
Now watch Doby mix up his shot. I bet the next shot coming is gonna be something a little different.
Dixon and King again play 1-2. 5 seconds on the penalty demand. Shot by King, blocked in front, loose ball, Messenger. Good job by the Rush penalty killers.
Now they saw a lot of rubber, but Frank Giuliano with a couple stops. Messenger getting in the lanes too. That's a good-looking penalty kill.
Shanks off the bench, won't pull the trigger. Watch there by Jack Follows. Now Mans will work with Keenan in the 2-man game. Swim move on Salama, behind the net to Shanks. Tries the wraparound dunk shot, easily handled there by Rose. Salama finds it. Up ahead to one of the newest members of the team, Braden Lady, who came over in the deal for Del Bianco to Vancouver. Back to 5-on-5. King into the corner. Brandon Maillet. Hayden Dixon gets a pick, takes a shot, trying to go 5-0, save Giuliano. Loose ball, grabbed there by Saskatchewan. And up the floor they'll go. Adam Jane will give it off to Clark Walter, the spark plug. 14 goals on the season, and he helps get another. Great off-ball cut, and the Rush find the board first.
And it's bar down Bobby Robert Church in a little bit of a vulnerable area for a right-handed shot as you watch him carry this ball to lefty terrain, lefty territory. But when you got a bag of trips like Robert Church, bang! Behind the back bouncer puts his team up 1-0. Beautiful finish from the legend.
With almost zero angle for Church. Give him 24 on the season, continuing to add to his franchise high. Naso won the draw cleanly, now battling for it. He'll come away with it.
See if they use a possession now.
We're actually going to get a penalty away from the plate. And it's going to be Mike Messenger headed to the box, so the Rush will head to the box for the second time tonight.
After a successful kill, and then the momentum getting the
Saskatchewan
goal.
penalty number 8, 2 minutes, holding, stick.
You see Messenger holding the stick right up the face-off here. Last man in, big number 8 to the left side of your screen.
5 shots on that last power play for the Calgary Roughnecks, but no goals to come from it.
Peppering.
Shots are already 8-3. We haven't even played 4.5 minutes yet. Same 5 for Calgary, same 4 for Saskatchewan. Except Messenger's in the box. So Adam Jane will play the low shot, and there's Doby. Low to low through the top of the crease, man. And we're tied at 1.
And there's the bait game, little cat and mouse. His first 2 looks on the power play. High far side. And this time it whips a nice low to low to mix it up and beat Frank Giuliano.
Goal comes just 19 seconds after the Church goal, and it's a power play marker. So Calgary now 1 for 2 with the man advantage. Dane Doby will pick up his 36th of the season. Naso wins the draw cleanly again. Good box out there by Messenger, so Hasek can find it. And he goes a little give and go with Jarrett Smith and out of the zone.
Saskatchewan wants to work a 30 here. They've been on the penalty kill. Church scored that goal kind of early in the shot clock. I want to see a sustained offensive second D a break.
Here is Church. We'll skip it to Mans. Gets a pick from Keenan. Tries to carry down the alley, back to Keenan. Dipping dunk shot from out high, and that one missed the target over the net. And that'll take us to our first break of the game. A little slow going here early on, but Dobie's got one. And the big man, Robert Church, has one as well.
It matters late at night.
Hi, Alex. Nice to see you again.
Because sometimes that's when you need us most. Where you get your medicine matters.
This week only at Domino's, get unlimited mini-priced pizzas for 50% off when you order online. Choose any size pizza you want, any crust you want, including new Parmesan stuffed crust, and any toppings you want. Get 50% off your perfect pizza, or pizzas, this week only at Domino's.
All I wanted to do was help kids and families. Bank of America was just so important with getting things started.
I feel we are growing together with Bank of America.
Had the opportunity to meet with Bank of America. That's what lifts communities like ours.
What would you like the power to do? Bank of America. Contact one of our local business specialists at bankofamerica.com/.
The city of Saskatoon is situated on Treaty 6 territory and the homeland of the Métis peoples. The NLL and TSN acknowledge all nations, Indigenous and non, who live, work, and play on this land, and who honor and celebrate this territory.
Well, 9 shots on Frank Giuliano already, Teddy. Saskatchewan allows the second least amount of shots per game across the entire National Lacrosse League. And the Calgary, the Roughnecks, with a message here to get on Giuliano early, get the big tender moving.
And here come the Roughnecks out of the timeout. Dobie will come back to the strong side, give to King. Gets a double pick. Good defense there by Messenger to strip King. Running in Saskatchewan. Up ahead is Shanks. Through traffic, quick shot. And a leg saved by Rose. And a big hit there by Ticehurst. Good job by Barnable to hold on to that possession. Give it off to Clark Walter. Here comes the offense for the Rush. Walter watched by Ticehurst. Late man is Trio. Inside feed Shanks. He's quickly double teamed by Sykes. Loose ball picked up by Riley Isaacs, and he's going to run. 3-on-2 here for Calgary. Isaacs down the pipe. He'll shoot it. Scores! Riley Isaac with his first career NLL goal. And it gives Calgary the 2-1 lead.
Oh, you feel good for the young man. Gets in on transition all the time in the world. You got 2 other players that the Rush D are respecting. And listen to the celebration, stoked for Riley Isaacs. That's a juice goal. 2-1 transition goal as Eli Salama goes and collects that ball. But something Josh Anderson pointed out to us this week, Teddy, is he misses that kind of celebrations on the bench and standing up for one another and getting excited for your teammates. He thinks that's kind of been lacking for Calgary this year. That's a juice goal. They're celebrating it, and we'll see if that adds a spark.
Isaacs was drafted 93rd by Calgary back in 2023, made his debut against Buffalo early this year, put up nearly 100 points in Junior A with Calgary. And now here's Tate Dobie with a quick shot. And Isaacs has his first in the NLL.
Yeah, mostly as an offensive player in junior, but to crack an NLL lineup, you got to add some diversity and some versatility to your game. They've got him out the back gate, paid off so far here tonight.
Here comes Ryan Keenan in the Rush. Can they tie this thing up? Trying to get underneath Griffin Hall. He does, and he put it off the crossbar. Good look there for Keenan, as he was able to get under the long arms of Griffin Hall. There's Brock Haley, the talented rookie, to Mans. He'll work a 2-man game with Keenan, gets to the middle of the floor, gives it off to Haley, loves to fire. Save Rose, loose ball. And good job batting it free was Church, but Hall gonna try to run onto this one with Haley. Hall all the way deep into the Rush defensive zone, and there's the trusty hands of Ryan Barnable. Haley will give it to Keenan. Walter, the late man, inside feed. Shanks had his stick held there by Riley Isaacs, and to be called there by the official. And then around from the back of the net with Shanks. Loose ball picked up. Oh, another save by Rose. Keenan has it. Giuliano to the bank, 6-on-5. Haley shot, blocked by Griffin Hall. And Keenan says, okay, let's slow down. Let's run something here. Haley and Keenan play 1-2 with 18 on the shot clock. Here's Triolo around the top. Gives it off to Mans. Tucks it, skips it. And Mats Wilka just trying to find this ball, and he eventually will. Hearing it, a holding the stick call on Riley Isaacs.
We're going to get 2 penalties here. Eli Salama is going to take one too. So this is a big 5-on-3 for the Saskatchewan Rush.
Calgary penalty number 29, 2 minutes. Holding. Calgary number 13, 2 minutes. Illegal cross check. 5-on-3.
So the Rush's 13th best power play will go to work against the number 4 PK. And maybe one glaring error for this Rush team. They're good in so many assets. They've given up a league-high 12 shorthanded goals.
Yeah, that's just a bit of an anomaly when you got wheels like Haley and Mans that can hustle back. You got to look at the Riley Isaacs holding call, which was the first penalty. Watch 26 right in the middle of your screen, holding up Austin Shanks on the cut. But the 5-on-3.
Mans, Keenan, Church. As Church brings it off the bar. Loose ball right to Braden Lady. Lady gonna use his wheels and get up the floor. As the Roughnecks will try to kill off as much of the Miners as they can. Cook right in front of us here. Looking for a call, doesn't get it, ball pops free. And this will be over and back called on Calgary. And Cook doesn't like the call, but they gotta get off the floor here. As the Rush have numbers if they want it. Shanks won't force it. And Messinger's gonna play center field here. Church to Mans, back to Church. Backhand flip, Shanks. Trying to jam it short side, and Rose held his post. Reset to 30, cross crease feed. Oh, what a save by Rose, stuck the leg out. Church to Mans, low to high, and it sailed over the bar. Messenger retrieves it, keeps it in the zone. Church to Mans. Back to Church. Short side, pipe it in. That's 1 power play goal as Church gets his 2nd of the night. And we're tied at 2.
And that's just not fair. When you got Robert Church on a 5-on-3 power play, all the time in the world to step into everything. Usually he's got such a takes a little bit off of it, has an accurate shot. This time he puts absolutely everything into this missile and ties it at 2.
Gone almost 3 minutes without a goal here. And the power play marker from Church ties it up. Shots are 11-12 or 12-11 in favor of the Rush, who come back nicely here in the power play of their own, but they still have a power play here. And Inacio wins that one clean to himself over the boards. Now he's battling for it. And good job by Naso just to stay on his backhand, causing him to miss that loose ball. And here goes the power play back to work.
Yeah, they've been really impressed with the rookie, Jake Naso. If he loses it, he can still get in the mix and make a play. And when he does win it, makes smart decisions with the ball. Been a great 3rd-round draft pick for the Rush.
Saskatchewan will go strong right with Church setting it up. Does he have a hat trick? Gives it off to Shanks, reaches. And I say Rose got a piece of it. Reset to 30. 20 on the minor to Isaacs. Brock Haley to Church. He's looking to drag, gives it off to Haley. Church back up top. Keenan fakes it, takes it, left leg save by Rose, loose ball. Church battling. And eventually it's going to be the big unit, Matt Sykes. But then the pressure of Saskatchewan forces the turnover. Shanks down the pipe, and he had Rose dropping. What a shot from Austin Shanks. Stay hot. And it's 3-2 Saskatchewan.
And it all starts with some gritty forecheck. Sykes tries to get out. Shanks just picks his pocket, takes this right down Main Street, and a bit of a floater to the far side. Nice touch by Shanks, a little deception as Rose drops early. And Shanks is all smiles. Rush have their their 2nd lead, 3-2.
Naso and Inacio at the dot again, and Naso wins it cleanly. Cross center comes Holden Garland. Clark Walter. Double team in the corner by Follows and Smith. Good job by the Calgary defenders to cause that turnover. And now Bennett Smith got to try to get away with it. He does. Great job there by Bennett Smith. Now can he get across center in time? He does. Smith up the floor. Former Okotoks Junior A captain. Now he'll head for a change. Give it off to Curtis Dixon. Watch there by Barnable. Dobie to King. 5 on the shot clock. Backside look for Dixon. Gets underneath and he tried to put it far side and didn't put it on target. That'll be a shot clock violation and a TV timeout. Robert Church has a pair, but the latest one from Austin Shanks has given the Rush the lead 3-2 from Saskatchewan.
Contact one of our local business specialists at bankofamerica.com/local business. Bank of America.
This week only at Domino's, get unlimited mini-priced pizzas for 50% off when you order online. Choose any size pizza you want, any crust you want, including new Parmesan stuffed crust, and any toppings you want. Get 50% off your perfect pizza or pizzas this week only at Domino's.
Luxury isn't about where you go. It's about how you feel getting there. With the thrill of 375 horsepower and the convenience of a 14.5-inch display. It's about being able to see things bigger than ever. And turning a playlist into a concert. Welcome to the 2025 Genesis GV80 and GV70. Lease the GV70 for $399 per month or get 2.99% APR. Exclusively at your tri-state Genesis retailers.
Welcome back inside SaskTel, where Saskatchewan leads Calgary 3-2. And we got some possible history coming up tonight, not just in the NLL, but maybe even the NHL, as Curtis Dixon is trying to get to elite company of 50 goals in 3 or more seasons. Gary Gait did it 5 times, Junior did it 3, Teets on pace, Connor Field and Dixon as well. But also, another guy scoring a lot of goals, Alex Ovechkin. Just tied Wayne Gretzky. He's 1 away from setting a new goal record in the National Hockey League. I didn't think we'd ever be talking about Alex Ovechkin on an NLL broadcast, but here we are.
Especially in the year 2025, absolutely remarkable. You know who I think our Ovechkin is?
Tell me.
Dane Dobie. Just that grizzled presence, just a lethal finisher. I think he's kind of the closest thing we've got. I'm not sure if he'll set the goal record in his career, but a guy that still gets it done at the age that he's at. That's the comparison I'm trying to draw.
All right. Trailing 3-2, here come the Calgary Roughnecks offense. Tanner Cook flips it off to Dane Dobie. There's the rookie Austin Ducommun. Curtis Dixon flips it inside. Ducommun couldn't get his hands. Real low shot there by Dobie. Gets a reset and gets it right back. Fresh 30 here for Calgary. Calgary goes strong left with Cook, Dobie, and King. 17 and 71 working on the far side. Dixon, Ducommun, shot. Oh, just missed the short side. Rebound picked up by Barnable. No brace on Ryan Barnable anymore. He's running a lot freer in green. Now Triolo. Clark Walter, late man is Haley. He'll flip it to Triolo. Thought about it, quick shot. Oh, what a save by Nick Rose. Got just enough with a stick on to keep that one out, denying Ryan Keenan. Fresh 30 rush. Keenan top center. Around the horn of Mike Triolo. Thought about planting his feet. Will skip it to Walter in the corner. 13 on the shot clock for Saskatchewan. Now Robert Church, hat-trick watch. Shot, put it wide on the far side. Keenan will get it with 5 remaining. Skips it to Triolo. Heavy shot, saved by Rose, and he gathers up that loose ball.
A better defensive shift by the Calgary Roughnecks, and when they do break down, Nick Rose bailed them out with a fantastic save. Triolo looking for goal, and something cool about the rush this year. I'll tell you in a sec.
Here's Jesse King. Maie, Curtis Dixon, 10 on the shot clock, working with Hayden Dixon. Curtis around the top, shoots and he scores! Patented Curtis Dixon over the top, low to low, and we're tied at 3 as Dixon gets his 41st, and he's 9 away from 50.
He finally breaks free. They've been trying to run some two-man game to get him open, but it starts with the save from Nick Rose. A big juice save, turns into a little momentum heading up the floor. And Hayden Dixon opens up some space. Curtis carries over top and throws a sub shot to beat Frank Scigliano, low to high. No one shoots that shot quite like Curtis Dixon does. He's got a man on his back, and he's still able to rip off number 41 of the season.
He's 4 goals behind Dane Dobbie for 5th all-time. And Dane Dobbie just now 1 goal behind Ryan Manesh for 4th all-time. So both those guys trying to catch Benny.
What I was trying to mention about the Rush offense was that they've yet to dress the same lineup 2 games in a row. Triolo scratched for the first time last week. He's back tonight.
There's Triolo, and he rang the bar. Heard it all the way up here from the broadcast booth. Pipes are active in SaskTel. Here's Church, back to Triolo. Skips it to Walter, good pick there from Mans. Walter tried to jam it, had his stick checked at the last minute. Now Shanks with it, 15 on the shot clock. Man trying to get underneath Tysers. Throws on the brakes, low to low, saved by Rose. Loose ball picked up by Bennett Smith. The blue shoes of Bennett Smith will stride across center.
What a breakout season Bennett Smith has had, the sophomore Alberta native playing in this Prairie rivalry. 6 goals in transition, physical presence.
Dixon to Dobbie, trying to go behind the back. That hit Keegan Bell on the way to the net. Now Bell has it, quickly up ahead. McClellan, and under 50 seconds to go. McClellan will defer to the offense. And the late man will be Brock Haley. Inside Church, far side, short side, great save Rose. Loose ball. Grabbed there by Lady. And about half a second difference between game and shot clock, so Calgary pretty much can wind this all the way down. And here comes Nick Rose, so he might go 6 on 5, and they throw it away, so Rosie's gonna have to go back. That won't make Josh Henderson very happy. Slow numbers here for Saskatchewan, and it's picked off by Smith. 8 on the clock. Can Smith go for run? Slow numbers with Dobbie. He's got a man on the backside, finds up Dixon. Oh, what a save by Frank Scigliano at the buzzer. Unbelievable, Frank Scigliano. What a save in transition to keep this thing tied.
How acrobatic he is for the size that he is, and what he pulls off here on Curtis Dixon. Absolutely disgusting from Frank Scigliano as he struts off the floor with pride. A punching back and forth first quarter. Both goaltenders absolutely peppered. We expect nothing less than the Battle of Alberta.
3-3's your score after 15 minutes. Come back and join us on TSN. Chantel, Brad, and myself have the rest of the call from Saskatchewan.
Three ice cold Jägermeister shots, please. Those look warm.
Serve it cold or don't serve it at all. Jägermeister. Damn, that's cold. The Kia K4 and K5. The next movement for innovation. And the next movement for acceleration. Get 2.9% APR for up to 48 months on the purchase of a new 2025 K4 or 2025 K5.
This week only at Domino's, get unlimited mini-priced pizzas for 50% off when you order online. Choose any size pizza you want, any crust you want, including new Parmesan stuffed crust, and any toppings you want. Get 50% off your perfect pizza, or pizzas, this week only at Domino's.
All I wanted to do was help kids and families. Bank of America was just so important with getting things started.
I feel we are growing together with Bank of America.
Had the opportunity to meet with Bank of America. That's what lifts communities like ours.
What would you like the power to do? Bank of America. Contact one of our local business specialists at bankofamerica.com/local business.
Jeff, you good?
Yeah, one sec.
Listen up. Jeff has a sore back, and it's the Rec League semifinal. Let's get our man back in the game.
Welcome back to the Paris of the Prairies, where it's all tied up after 15 minutes. Frank Scigliano and Nick Rose going save for save, and with more in their relationship, here's Chantel.
Yeah, Nick Rose and Frank Scigliano were actually teammates over a decade ago when the Boston Blazers folded back in 2012. Nick Rose was acquired by Calgary, and that was the time that Frank was actually a rookie for Calgary as well. I had a chance to speak with Nick, and I asked him about his time playing with Frank in Calgary, and he told me Frank's probably the reason that I got traded to Toronto. Nick said Frank got the opportunity in between the pipes one night in Everett, and he stole the show, which led to Nick Rose being traded to Toronto. And that's where Nick feels he actually made his mark in the league. Rosie also said our careers are a true testament of just needing an opportunity to become a starter in this league. And he also gave his former teammate Frank props, saying that he's been one of the best goalies in the league for a little while now. Guys.
Thank you, Chantel, and he's absolutely right. These two are benchmarks for the goaltender union, two of the best.
Yeah, I love that picture of the little baby Rosebud there, and they pushed each other 12 years ago, and they're pushing each other tonight, save for save. Rosie, the goaltender of the year last season. Frank Scigliano could be the goaltender of the year this season, Ted.
He might be getting my vote. Back to live action, 5-on-5 to start the quarter. Here's Robert Church, scored a pair in the opening 15. Now Zach Mann's looking for his first. Bouncer goes well wide. Loose ball grabbed there by Lady. He's going to run slow numbers here for Calgary. Lady will pull up on the good side of center. Get some pressure from Mike Messenger, whose dog River was in attendance at shoot-around this morning. Apparently, I think they're, 5-1 since River's been coming to shoot-around.
Yeah, they lost one game where he wasn't here, and he's been here ever since.
Hayden Dixon saves Scigliano, got him with the right leg, and then went full snowman. Keep that one from going across the line. Up ahead, Barnable. No Jake Boudreau in the game tonight. He was a late scratch for the Rush. Came down with a little sickness this afternoon, so Keegan Bell slides in. That's a bit of a big loss in the back end for the Rush, but next man up, here's Keenan working inside. Saved by Rose. Oh, and it snuck by him. At one end, Scigliano got a piece, then was able to keep it out at the other. Rose also gets a piece, but a little too much spin on this one. And Saskatchewan regains the lead as Keenan gets his first.
Yeah, Keenan's got this deceptive jab set. Looks like he's going to go up top and then boop, dips underneath of Ethan Teiser's. Backside help is a little late, so he's able to get a good look off here. And then it trickles past Rose. I think he kicked it in off his own. Watch Nick Rose's back leg here. Trickles through and then just kind of snookers its way into the back of the net. 4-3.
23rd of the season for Ryan Keenan. Named the captain back in 2023. He plans to be here for quite a long time, and they're happy to have him.
Yeah, he's such a fun player to watch, especially this season. The leadership role that he's taken on, the veteran presence, what he can do off ball, his finish, his athleticism, well-rounded individual.
Shanks tried to find Keenan, and it bounced off the sideboards right back to Shanks. And then he'll take that shot, saved by Rose. Loose ball picked up by Salama. Quickly up ahead, Bennett Smith. Slow numbers off the bench. Smith will give it to Cook. Late man on is Hayden Dixon. He'll get it now. Right back to Tanner Cook. One-on-one with Bell. Cook pushes off. And good defense there by Keegan Bell. Now Curtis Dixon, 8 on the shot clock. Step back soaked there by Bobby Kidd III. Dixon again, this time stopped by Scigliano. Up ahead, Bell.
I think they tried to isolate Cook on Bell, and everybody kind of cleared out, gave him that one-on-one against Bell, who was a late addition to the lineup, as you mentioned, Teddy. He's got a good job standing his ground against the power forward.
And he gets a couple pats on the back from Jeremy Talevi, the defensive coach for the Rush. And they're not going to call this one over and back. It was off a shot. Good job there by Church to track it down. Church watched by Isaacs, gets a pick from Triolo. Skips it near side. Keenan trying to go far side. Saved by Rose. Going to call that back in off the stick of Matsuoka.
That's a tough break after a good save by Nick Rose. His stick save as they looked 5-hole.
At one point, shots were 8-3 in favor of Calgary. Shots are now 22-16 for the Rush. Here's Clark Walter. Backside cut for Shanks. Shot blocked by Riley Isaacs. Loose ball. Isaacs going to pick it up. Takes a body check there from Haley. And then keeps his feet moving. Good job there by Riley Isaacs. He'll float heads up. Good awareness there by Bennett Smith. As Adam Jay had him lined up. And now the triple team comes. Ball pops free. Picked up by Barnable. Man, he's been everywhere here in the first half. Running or the Rush. Hossack to Barnable. Good stick check there by Follows. And they'll go up and out of play. Possession will go back to Calgary. A little helter-skelter, but a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, it's been entertaining. It's been back and forth, but every team's going to say they value possession. This Calgary Roughneck offense, they really value second possessions, third possessions, and they need to sustain pressure here.
Curtis Dixon to Dane Doby up top. Flips it to Maye. Hayden Dixon trying to get underneath Garland. Can't. Curtis Dixon with 8 on the shot clock. Twister sails high. Loose ball. Doby shot. Short side, not on target. And a good job there by Garland just to bat it to space and get the shot clock violation.
I kind of feel the longer this game stays scrambly, the more it favors the Saskatchewan Rush with their athleticism and the units that they have on the back end to contribute in transition. And they don't mind mucking it up and running back and forth and playing a track meet.
Here's Ryan Keenan. Thought about shooting it over the screen. Church. Work with Mike Triolo. Keenan back to Triolo. Tucks it underneath. Good defense there by Matt Zuoka. Bit of a mismatch. The youngster was able to keep his feet and stick active, cause a turnover.
That lady there for support too, so they got to the right place at the right time.
Matsuoka, the 26-year-old in his 4th season out of Calgary, the University of Stony Brook. Doby to King. Roll back for Dane Doby on the far side. 8 on the shot clock here for Calgary. Doby thought about pulling it through a screen. Dukeman gets the middle. Can he get his hands free? Does. Shot saved there by Chiliano. Penalty coming. And this is going to be a chop on Messenger. Applied to Dane Doby. And the Calgary Roughnecks led to their 3rd power play where they're 1 for 2.
Yeah, this was a very physical shift by the entire Rush defense.
Saskatchewan number 8, minor penalty, roughing.
And it's Messenger gets a little extra piece at Dane Doby. They played him extra physical to start this game. It's a little late. Doby makes the pass, and then he's hammered high by Messenger. So back to the power play for the Roughnecks.
Again, strong left. They will go with King setting it up. Curtis Dixon and King play 1-2. Now comes some motion from Tanner Cook. Curtis Dixon, twister blocked in front by Matt Hossack. Scoops it up on the run. Can Dixon catch him? Hossack on the run. He'll shoot off the post on the short side. And the ball will bounce to Adam Jay at center. He'll find Hossack. And then give it off to Keenan, and those 2 defenders will go change. Great shift by them.
Yeah, top 5 in the league in block shots for Matt Hossack. The big
Smith. Smith to Maye. They'll float it to center to King, but King couldn't find it. And it's been picked up by Barnable. Flips it to McClellan, short side. Oh, what a save by Rhodes. That's a timely save from the Calgary netminder to keep this one a 2-goal game.
Yeah, bails his team out of a little lax communication there at center. That's a big one for the Calgary Roughnecks.
Dixon to King. Flips underneath, tried to find it inside to Maye. Good job there by Hayden Dixon to find a loose ball with 8 on the shot clock. Curtis Dixon from deep. Makes it a 1-goal game as he's got a pair late in the 30.
He's just screaming for it. He knew east-west movement. Frank Chiliano has to slide across his crease. Good effort by Hayden Dixon to dig it out, and then Curtis Dixon knew he had time and space and just rips that. Another one low to low to beat Chiliano. His 500th goal as a member of the Calgary Roughnecks.
That's unbelievable. Only one other player has 500 goals with one team. And I'm pretty sure you can all figure out who that would be. Here's Mike Messenger off the faceoff. Messenger flips it. Naso! What a save by Rose with the right arm. The Duke lacrosse senior graduate coach, Naso, says SaskTel, kind of like Cameron Indoor Stadium. Just as loud, maybe not as rambunctious, but just a good environment to play sports. Here's Church. Oh, he put her off the bar. Didn't go bar down that time. And loose ball goes right to Keenan, who finds it through a crowd. And that pass forward and picked off by Bennett Smith. Calgary could have numbers here, but they will pull the chute and slow things up.
Calgary keeps looking for the short bench to spit a guy out on offense, but Saskatchewan's been doing a great job taking that away. In this quarter, now pickpocket by Bell.
And then he one-hands it up ahead to Hossack. And then Hossack wisely won't force it. Give it off to Mans. Minute 45 remaining in the half. Rush hanging on here by a goal. A win, they'll move into first place ahead of Buffalo, who will play tomorrow night. Church to Walter. Behind the net. Dunk attempt. Rose wasn't being fooled by that one. As Cook gives an extra chop to Triolo.
A good read. He just hugs the pipe and lets Calgary set up again, looking for the equalizer.
Bennett Smith found, oh sorry, that's Matsuoka found the lane, but good recovery from Adam Jay. Curtis Dixon will give it to Maye. Now far side, Jesse King. King skips it to Curtis Dixon, 10 on the shot clock. Curtis Dixon around top, plants his feet. Dobie gets tacked to the ground. Dixon shoots and scores, but the officials blew the play dead. They're going to call interference on Dane Dobie.
Dobie went down in a heap. Bobby Kidd III went down in a heap.
Final minute of play here. Shanks, does he want a quick shot? Church sets his screen. Shanks, little floater push pass. They'll give him the reset. Loose ball, Clark Walter. Still got to get a shot off. Rebound to Walter. And he's able to spin away from trouble. Flip it to Zach Mans. Church on the far side. Now near corner, Clark Walter. Mans flashes through. And now they're going to go and shut off Church. 14 on the shot clock for Mans. Church gets free. Double team comes. Up top, Mans plants his feet. Behind the net, trying to find a man backside. It's picked off by Bennett Smith, and Calgary will call a timeout with a chance to tie it here late in the half.
32 shots on goal already for the Saskatchewan Rush, peppering Nick Rose, who's made some fantastic saves in this first half, and now a very important 6-on-5 shot coming here from the Calgary Roughnecks to try to tie it.
Offensive associate coach Sean Cable drawing something up right underneath us here for the Calgary offense, and Dixon working on tying John Tavares. Is the only player to score 500 with one team. Still a long way to go before he ties it for most goals.
But still, remarkable to have 500 with one team. Only 2 players in the history of this league have done just that. And Curtis Dixon spent a couple years away in San Diego, where he's got another handful of goals with the Seals, but 500 as a fan favorite for the Calgary Roughnecks. It may be 501 here, the 6-on-5. He's got the hot stick. He's beat Chiliano twice on those low-to-low shots. We'll see what kind of look they can come up with here.
Well, let's see if Saskatchewan may decide to shut 17 off. He is going to start with the ball in his own zone, 16.5 to go in the half. Garland, Barnable, Hossack, Messenger, and Adam J will be the 5 men in front of Frank Chiliano. Cook, King, Doby, Dixon, Dukeman. And here we go with Curtis Dixon, slowly bringing to the offensive set. 10 on the game clock. 8, and they will shut down Curtis Dixon. Doby with it. To the middle, backside look, and Dukeman couldn't find the handle. Shot to the empty net, and the buzzer will go, but a good look. But the youngster, Austin Dukeman, maybe just not ready for that pass.
Yeah, they look to the rook, try to look for a little deception for the Calgary Roughnecks. Everybody thinks it's going to be probably any other 5 guy except for Dukeman. So they draw it up for the young man, and the pass not able to get through. But what a fantastic first 30. These teams punching back and forth. Legends in the game, Dixon, Doby, and Robert Church filling the back of the net, and these 2 goaltenders kind of just standing up for each other. This has had a playoff atmosphere. It's been physical. And we're going to look at all 3 Robert Church goals. 3 goals in 3 different fashions. Behind the back, hard outside heat. And here's a quick stick down on the doorstep. Robert Church, this is the 24th time Saskatchewan has played Calgary. Robert Church, the only player to play in all 24 of those games.
And bar down Bobby is with on-floor Shanty down on the floor.
Rob, you've been on fire so far in the first half. 3 goals for you. What are you seeing from the defense, or is Rosie kind of giving you something that you're seeing as well? I know you're being doubled now, but talk to me about those 3 goals.
Yeah, we're just trying to get him moving and shoot good shots. He's an excellent goalie, so it takes a lot to beat him, and getting him moving is one of those things.
It's a tight game, 2 really good defenses on both sides. How important is it to keep your foot on the gas pedal and keep it going offensively?
Yeah, those first 5 minutes, the third quarter, are going to be huge. It's 2 excellent goalies, 2 good defenses, and some offenses that can score. So, it's going to be a tight one in the second half.
All right, good luck in the second half.
Thanks.
Guys.
Thank you, Chantel. Halftime coming up, little Axe Facts, Relax, and some highlights and a whole bunch more. Robert Church got to scoring early for Saskatchewan. He added a couple more, but Calgary staying right with him. It's a 1-goal game. This is NLL Friday Nights on TSN.
This combo meal's got combinations. Make this thing your own creation. Entree, drink, and choice of sides. Oh, and it's free to swap fries. BK, have it your way.
The Kia K4 and K5. The next movement for innovation. And the next movement for acceleration. Get 2.9% APR for up to 48 months on the purchase of a new 2025 K4 or 2025 K5.
3 ice cold Jägermeister shots, please. Those look warm.
Serve it cold or don't serve it at all. Jägermeister. Damn, that's cold.
Hey, did you hear the new Mega Millions jackpots are going to be higher than ever?
Like how high?
Higher.
Higher! Higher! Still higher.
Wait, how much higher could they possibly go?
There's really no telling.
The bigger, better new Mega Millions. Play today.
All I wanted to do was help kids and families. Bank of America was just so important with getting things started.
I feel we are growing together with Bank of America.
had the opportunity to meet with Bank of America. That's what lifts communities like ours.
What would you like the power to do? Bank of America. Contact one of our local business specialists at bankofamerica.com/local business.
The Empire cannot win.
The revolution's coming alive.
This day has finally come. This is do or die.
I'm thinking like a soldier. Think like a leader.
Andor Season 2, streaming April 22nd, only on Disney+.
This combo meal's got combinations. Make this thing your own creation. Entree, drink, and choice of sides. Oh, and it's free to swap fries. BK, have it your way.
Contact one of our local business specialists at bankofamerica.com/local business.
The city of Bridges, Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. Welcome back to halftime, where the Roughnecks trail the Rush 5-4 in round 2 of the Battle of the Prairies. Brad Challoner, Teddy Jenner with you. And we talked about this game being a high-impact, high-intensity game. Well, Mike Messenger got the memo.
As advertised, 100%. Mike Messenger is a defensive player that you need to game plan against. Usually it's the offensive guys. How are we going to take time and space away from the old guys? Well, you have to realize that Mike Messenger is going to jump you. He's going to attack you. So how do you move the ball away from number 8, who's been all over the floor tonight, caused 2 turnovers, brought the physicality, brought the mean Saskatchewan Rush defense out to play here tonight, with first place potentially on the horizon for them. So Messenger is definitely led by example. He's brought that energy to the Saskatchewan Rush to start.
At the other end of the floor, we said Nick Rose was going to have his best game as a Roughneck 2.0, and so far he's been really good.
Yeah, probably his best first half, I think, since he's become a member of the Calgary Roughnecks. 28 saves on 33 shots, and made some timely saves, made some important saves, made saves down low, made saves he had no business making. Some of these opportunities in the first half of this lacrosse game. So Nick Rose has done his part. The Calgary Roughnecks defense, I think, just allowing 5 as a whole, has largely done their part. Now for the second half, the offense needs to come alive to pull away from the Saskatchewan Rush.
Yeah, we're going to have to see what kind of adjustments head coach Josh Sanderson makes as we take a look at your halftime stats. Pretty even across the board, but Jake Naso having a dominant night over Justin Anastu at the dot. And that's not just him, that takes the ball team into count as well. We already heard from Bar Down Bobby, but the kid is hot. He's got a hat trick to lead the way. Axe, facts, relax when we come back to Saskatoon.
Contact one of our local business specialists at bankofamerica.com/local business. Bank of America.
This combo meal's got combinations. Make this thing your own creation. Entree, drink, and choice of sides. Oh, and it's free to swap fries. BK, have it your way.
I'm Phil Hellmuth. In games, I love them. Like prop packs and super boosts. Bet Rivers has games on games for every type of player. Download the app today.
It matters late at night.
It matters when you aren't sure and need someone who is.
It matters when times are tight and saving money can really make a difference.
Thanks so much, Eric. I really appreciate you.
Hi, Alex.
Where you get your medicine has never mattered more. That's why we have more locations than any other pharmacy, with pharmacists you get to know right in your neighborhood.
Where you get your medicine matters.
3 ice-cold Jägermeister shots, please. Those look warm.
Serve it cold or don't serve it at all. Jägermeister. Damn, that's cold.
Jeff, you good?
Yeah, 1 sec.
Listen up. Jeff has a sore back, and it's the Rec League semifinal. Let's get our man back in the game. We got the ice, and we got the hot. Ice works fast, heat makes it last. Icy Hot, you're so back.
The Masters, presented by Mercedes, is right around the corner. Get ready as it all begins Thursday, 10 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Pacific on TSN. Welcome back to Saskatoon. Right now, the Rush lead Calgary 5-4 at the half. And we've got a little game of Axe, Facts, or Relax, joined alongside none other than two of the best, Teddy Jenner and Brad Challoner. This is our first time doing this, guys, so I say we got to kill it, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's go.
All right, Nick Rose, the deal that sent him here to Calgary, not going as expected?
I'm gonna say facts so far, because I think Nick Rose can be better. No one saw them at 1-3, Teddy. I thought that they would be a 2-2 or maybe a 3-1 club adding Nick Rose. I thought as soon as he came over, automatic contender, but it hasn't quite worked out. It hasn't been Rose's fault, but I'm going to say that's not facts yet, because I think there's a lot to be done with Nick Rose if he plays like he's playing in this first half.
Well, I'll say relax. It's going to take some time. This is a short stint for Nick Rose. He's most likely going to be back with the Toronto Rock next year as a free agent, but it's going to take time. It's going to take time for him to settle into this defense and get himself comfortable, but I think we're seeing what he can do once he is comfortable here tonight. So just relax on that one right now.
All right, guys, Axe, Facts, or Relax. The unified standings are working as intended.
1,000% facts. This is everything that we wanted. Sure, you get to see teams every other year. You get to see your favorite players every other year. But the rivalries and the parity from top to bottom right now are unbelievable. Like, we're week 19, and only one team has been officially eliminated from the playoffs, and only two teams have clinched. 3 through 13 can still technically get in. That's why the unified standings are so good.
I'm going to say relax. Old man Challoner is going to have to step in here and say, I miss the days when Calgary and Saskatchewan used to play 4 times this season and not just twice. When Calgary and Saskatchewan played Vancouver 4 times this season and not just once or twice. I miss some of those old heated rivalries that East-West brought us. And sometimes there's the odd game where there isn't much of a storyline when a team's kind of coming from Georgia all the way to Vancouver every year. I don't know. I'd like to see more of those rivalries. Also, get off my lawn.
All right, guys, one more since Vancouver acquired Christian Del Bianco. They're a dark horse if they make the playoffs. Axe, Facts, or Relax?
I'm axing that one, guys, for the fact that Vancouver's not a dark horse anymore. I don't think anybody's calling them a dark horse. They are now an absolute contender. 3-0 in the Del Bianco era, playing against 3 Eastern teams to finish out the season that they've been really successful against. So I'm going to say axe the fact that they're not a dark horse. This is a legit contender that everyone's talking about.
I'm not going to axe it. I'm not going to say it's facts. I'm just going to relax on this one. I think there still are some issues with this team, in my opinion. But what Delps does is he helps spark a transition game, which we started to see from Vancouver. It just allows everybody a little more comfortable with Delps between the bench. So they still have the ability to make a run in the playoffs. I don't think they're a dark horse, but I don't think they're going to catch anybody by surprise. So let's just relax a little bit. This is going to be a fun team to watch down the stretch.
All right, thanks, Teddy and Brad. Thanks for playing along for Axe. Relax and Facts. I kind of messed that up, but it doesn't matter because we played it for the first time. But week 19 in the NLL, and as you heard the guys say, there are some very important games right now in the first quarter. Albany and Vancouver, no score there yet, but a very important game coming up. San Diego and Halifax on Saturday. And we've got the third quarter coming up here in Saskatoon. The Rush lead Calgary 5-4 at the half. You're watching the NLL on TSN.
Toyota is all about the power of choice, with more electrified hybrid choices and more all-wheel drive choices than any other brand. Now you can take advantage of limited time offers on your favorite new Toyotas. Toyota, let's go places.
Contact one of our local business specialists at bankofamerica.com/local business. Bank of America.
This week only at Domino's, get unlimited mini-priced pizzas for 50% off when you order online. Choose any size pizza you want, any crust you want, including new Parmesan stuffed crust, and any toppings you want. Get 50% off your perfect pizza or pizzas this week only at Domino's.
It matters late at night.
It matters when you aren't sure and need someone who is.
It matters when times are tight and saving money can really make a difference.
Thanks so much, Eric. I really appreciate you.
Hi, Alex.
Where you get your medicine has never mattered more. That's why we have more locations than any other pharmacy, with pharmacists you get to know right in your neighborhood.
Where you get your medicine matters.
Mom, Dad?
David? You have a twin brother we never told you about.
I'm sorry. Where is he?
Are you Beckham? Dave Beckham.
No way.
Here, let me get you a cold one.
Hey, Dave. You still got it?
Sorry, it's a thing I do.
You drink Stella?
I have taste, David.
There's something I have to tell you.
So how famous are you? Like Matt Damon famous?
Maybe Ben Affleck famous.
That's a shame.
This just in. Same game parlay from Bet365 just keeps getting better.
That's correct. It's now even easier to create your own unique bet. You could choose any market, like hits, run line, totals, home runs. With our same game parlay, the choice is truly yours.
Download the app and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365.
Touch can mean so many things, even for people with moderate to severe eczema. Touch can make two feel like one, or simply be a helping hand. Dupixent can help you stay ahead of eczema as you welcome the feeling of touch. Dupixent helps block a key source of inflammation inside the body that can cause eczema.
Being tied, 5-4 is your score. Saskatchewan leading the Calgary Roughnecks. Chantel Chan, Brad Chowner, Teddy Jenner, thanks for joining us here on TSN. Only other game in the NLL tonight, Vancouver leading Albany 1-0 on the West Coast. Full slate of games tomorrow as we head right down the March to May. The best time of the year in the National Lacrosse League as the Nasio wins that draw right to Braden Lady. Now Lady got to try to find somebody to pass to, and he gets pushed to the floor by Hosick. And then it bounces off the dasher, and this will be Saskatchewan ball again. What a play by Matt Hosick.
It's just so freakishly strong. He's got that kind of low center of gravity to get low on guys and just push off, like bench pressing Braden Lady to start this third quarter.
Yeah, you don't see Braden Lady get pushed around too often either. So here comes a rush for their first possession. Trying to extend this to a 2-goal lead. Brock Haley, twister. They're going to say Rose got a piece with those left toe. We didn't like the call, but it goes right to Zach Mans. Good split through the double. We'll hold on to possession. Robert Church. Defense there by Follows. Church to Keenan on the far side. Watched by Salama. He'll go behind the net. One more. Mans shot saved there by Rose as Mans got a stick up in the face from Salama, undetected by the officials.
That's that nasty edge. If they can play on it without getting penalized, that's exactly what they want. They want to be tough to play against, bring that physicality and that nastiness.
It's Curtis Dixon. Late man is Hayden Dixon. Calgary goes strong left. Jesse King behind the net. Tanner Cook tried to shoot a long one through a screen, got deflected. Good defense there by Keegan Bell. And man, he's had a really good game for a guy that didn't think he was playing a couple hours before game time.
Yeah, we didn't even see him at morning shoot-around, Teddy, so he was on the practice roster this week. I wouldn't be surprised if he had flew in this morning. We don't have confirmation on that, but that's my guess. But sure, just speaks to what he's done all season long. Had to put the goalie pads on one game. He'll play O, he'll play D, he'll play wherever he's needed.
Bounce shot by Haley. He took a rough shot there from Sykes. Fresh 30. Down in the corner, Church gets a pick from Triolo. Church still with 15 on the shot clock. Triolo again with another pick. Backhand pass, a little too quick. But there's sure hands of Brock Haley. Church to Keeney, gets a pick from Walter. Shot off the junction. And fresh 30 and a tired defensive group out there for Calgary. Can the Rush take advantage?
Man, loose balls for days for the Saskatchewan Rush offense. One of their best weapons is gaining those second, third possessions.
Shanks, early shot, easily handled there by Nick Rose. Now trying to find somebody outlet, and we'll go bench side.
Yeah, it's not the shot you're looking for on a tired D. You want to see a little bit more touches and swinging that ball east to west.
Late man is Cook. He'll get it from Dixon. Again, strong left here for Calgary. Dobie, beyond goal line extended. 8 on the shot clock. Dobie, backhand flip, Cook. Tiptoes, fell out of his stick right into Chiliano's crease. And then he'll float one up to center. Dixon was watching Boudreau, but it bounced past him. And Hossack's there to clean up the mess. Zach Mans, still looking for his first of the night. Mans gets a pick from Clark Walter. Rolls to space. Good defense by Salama. It causes the turnover. Good defense there by the veteran Eli Salama. Now Lady with the loose ball up ahead.
Yeah, see if Calgary can turn that into something now. Their defense doing their job to start this third. Now it's up to this offense to get cooking.
Save there by Chiliano.
And that's not the shot you want after that possession. Now you're going right back to put your defense out there again after working so hard.
Clark Walter will get the flip from Garland, work in the offensive zone, skipped it to Church, pass went behind him. Can Calgary find this loose ball? Good battling by Saskatchewan, and Walter will find it. Flips it down to Shanks. Tips and tumbles, Keenan scores! And they're gonna wave this off, Keenan's in the crease. Good call by the official.
Finds himself absolutely unscathed on the doorstep. It was originally a beautiful save by Rose. And then by the time it trickled in, Keenan was in the crease. So great stop by Rose.
Jimmy Quinlan quickly go and have a look at the replay, but if you can hear me, Jimmy, don't throw the flag. It's not worth it. It's a little late now. Hayden Dixon, inside shot, put it wide to the far side. They're gonna say Chiliano got a piece of it.
It's another one. How many resets have we got off Chiliano's shoulders tonight?
Fresh 30 here for Calgary. They go strong left. Dobie runs right through one of the officials, Cam Anderson. Dobie still up top. Curtis Dixon gets a big pick from Hayden Dixon. Just can't find a way to pull the trigger. Gets a stick up in the face mask. No call. King now. Tried to float it far side, put it over top. Dixon got to get one off here. He does, but it's well off target. And the Calgary offense pleading with the officials for some sort of call. They're not going to get one. No goals in the opening 5:05 of the third quarter. It's still a one-goal game from Saskatoon.
Contact one of our local business specialists at bankofamerica.com/local business. Bank of America.
This week only at Domino's, get unlimited mini-priced pizzas for 50% off when you order online. Choose any size pizza you want, any crust you want, including new Parmesan stuffed crust, and any toppings you want. Get 50% off your perfect pizza or pizzas this week only at Domino's.
Hey, did you hear the new Mega Millions jackpots are going to be higher than ever?
Like how high?
Higher.
Higher! Higher! Still higher.
Wait, how much higher could they possibly go?
There's really no telling.
The bigger, better new Mega Millions. Play today.
Nick Rose getting ready to man the pipes as he does for the Calgary Roughnecks, and got a little help from a man in the crease, Brad.
Yeah, it starts with a great stop first, and then ball trickles through, but Ryan Keenan is down in the crease, so that's not going to count as a goal, but he's so open, and Rose bails him out. And the bench, they want to throw the flag. Oh, Jimmy Gordon into the pocket. Nah, he'll hang on to it.
I mean, yeah, the wise words of Jammer saying, I don't think he's,
and that's just, that's a great shot about their coaching relationship.
Yeah.
Is Jimmy, the younger Spark Club with the wise Buddha over his shoulder, the Sage.
Well, here come the Rush trying to make this a 2-goal game. Mans to Church. Watch there by Sykes. Church backpedaling, skips inside. Oh, good find to Keenan. Not sure how he caught it. And ball still loose. Haley had it for a second, but shot clock winding down. Good battle there by Haley, but better job by Solomon Lady not to allow him to pick it up.
Yeah, we talked to Brock Haley this week, Teddy, and he's pretty happy with his rookie season so far. He's putting the ball in the back of the net. One area he does want to improve on, though, is just getting a little bit more physical so you can win battles like that, not get pushed around by the likes of Eli Solomon and Braden Lady.
It'll take some time. Once he kind of matures into his adult bones, he'll be fine. He already has the offensive talent. Now, Barnable on the run. Good job by Curtis Dixon to outleg him back into the defensive zone.
A couple times tonight, Dixon's done a good job hustling back, still showing the wheels to go along with the goal-scoring touch.
8:40 in the third quarter. Clark Walter with it. We'll give it to Shanks. Church gets to the middle of the floor. Shot saved by Rhodes, loose ball. Shanks battling, now Church knocks Lady to the turf. Still free, be scooped up there by Harrison Matsuoka.
Rose done a good job with the stick tonight. They've tried to go 5-hole a couple times and throw him down at his toes, but his stick has been sharp.
Hayden Dixon, met there by Messenger, knocks him to the turf.
What
reminds me of when Andy Ogilvie was patrolling the turf and the floor in lacrosse. He just always knew where he was coming. You could always hear him grunting, chasing you down. Now Jared Smith throws on the brakes at the restraining line. But it's just one of those guys that you always have to be aware of where he is, and especially if you're going towards the boards, because expect a rough ride.
It's remarkable because he does it for both sides of the floor. So it's not like, oh, they might want to flag on this one. That looked like he was in and out as the coaches converse underneath us, but
a good shot, went far post and went right along the goal line, but stayed out.
But back to Messenger, like he'll check righties, he'll check lefties, doesn't matter where he is on the floor.
King, great cross floor feed, and Jesse King gets to the middle of the net and ties this game up at 5. His first of the night.
Coming alive at the right moment. We went deep into this quarter without a goal, Teddy. We're finally tied as Jesse King goes airborne. He's gonna start at the one end. There's the double doinker that goes off a Rose, off the post and out. So yeah, good non-flag. It goes back up the floor. And then Curtis Dixon with the nice eyes on a backdoor cut from Jesse King goes flying through the air. Nice goal by King to tie it at 5.
7:16 to go here in the third quarter as King gets his first of the night, 27th of the season. And Bennett Smith will find that loose ball, but again, now in no man's land as everybody went to change. And they could have maybe got called for a handball there, but that's just one thing that you kind of notice with the teams that are having success. Yes, they win faceoffs, but they don't bail on their teammates, always making sure somebody has an outlet. That time Calgary just sent 3 guys off the floor and Bennett Smith had nobody. So here comes Robert Church in the rush offense. Backside look for Keenan. One more, Clark Walter. Oh, he tried to go 5-hole. Great stick save by Nick Rose.
Again with that active stick, it hasn't been there for Saskatchewan.
Loose ball picked up by Sykes.
What a tank he is. We talked about Calgary wanting to be more physical, getting lanes, block shots. He is the definition of such.
There's Tanner Cook. King sets the seal. Cook to the middle, trying to go up and down. And what a save by Chiliano. Floated up ahead, Messenger running onto this one. Mike Messenger tried to go over the top and took a heavy hit into the board. They'll call for running through the crease. But a good job getting back from Hayden Dixon to deter the shot from Mike Messenger. Curtis Dixon gets a pick from Duke. Up top, Cook. Jesse King. Backhand flip inside. Oh, what a feed, what a goal! That's a timing play between King and Maillet. And Calgary has their first lead since 2-1 midway through the first quarter.
Alley-oop from the rookie on a beautiful feed by Jesse King. He's in the air as he catches the pass and brings it across far side. Great pick to roll off of Hossack. That is not an easy guy to bump off of. And Maillet gives Calgary their lead 6-5. And we talked to Josh Anderson this week about Maillet. He's been in and out of the lineup recently, but they love how strong he is for a guy who's 5'9". He's so physical, sets great picks, and that was a perfect example right there of what he's brought to this team this season.
And we got a penalty coming up to Ignacio.
Calgary penalty, number 30, 2 minutes, tripping.
So the rare tripping call. See a little more and more in the National Cross League this year, but oftentimes it's guys diving for loose balls and just taking swings and catching guys. So Ignacio will take 2 minutes to cool off, and the Rush will head to the power play. Churchill set it up. Mans to Shanks. Back to Mans. Shanks circles through. Little wheel here from Saskatchewan. Church, oh, he went bar down, but out this time. He's having his way with Nick Rose. But that time, Rosie's skinny red friend made the save.
Yeah, that pipe has been getting a workout tonight. Bailing out the Roughnecks.
Shanks thought about it. Inside feed. Oh, that one got a piece of Rose off the stick of Keenan. He just found himself in the soft spot of the defense and took a rough ride into the boards from Sykes. Up top, Shanks. Shot. Scores! Rose got a piece. Not enough. Another power play marker. We're tied at 6.
One of the new members of Rush Nation this offseason, endearing himself to the fans with his soft goal-scoring touch. Beautiful leaner. As he fooled Rose, fooled the defenders, fooled everyone in the barn with the deceptive release. And Austin Shanks ties the game at 6. Ends Calgary's 3-goal run.
And off the face-off, that'll take us to our TV timeout. Shanks has his second of the night to tie things up at 6-6. 5 minutes to go in the third. We got a beauty here in Two-Town.
Mmm, savory, juicy, and hold up. It's got Hidden Valley Ranch seasoning? Nice. Crispy, zesty, ranchy perfection. Hidden Valley Ranch, only serious about flavor.
Contact one of our local business specialists at bankofamerica.com/local business. Bank of America.
Hey, did you hear the new Mega Millions jackpots are going to be higher than ever?
Like how high?
Higher.
Higher! Higher! Still higher.
Wait, how much higher could they possibly go?
There's really no telling.
The bigger, better new Mega Millions. Play today.
Here's a look at Mark Gardoni, longtime National Lacrosse League official last weekend. Refed his 400th career NLL game. That's a lot of whistles.
That's a few. That's a few. He's seen absolutely everything over the course of his career. To stick around that long, you got to adapt to the game. You got to be able to stay in good shape to keep up with these athletes. And
add in all the junior and senior games that he's called. Mark Gardoni, one of the best. So congratulations to him on now what is game 401. Here's Church with a bounce shot. Just missed, and you can hear his reaction. Picked up by one of our live mics. Knew he had Rose beat, but just couldn't find the corner. Now, can Calgary get the lead back here? Maillet gave him the lead, only for Shanks to tie it in quick succession. Now Curtis Dixon around the top shot. Oh, he put off the crossbar.
Another pipe.
And this one will bounce all the way to center. Took a funny bounce. Barnable and Dixon battling. Barnable somehow comes away with it. Crossbar, pipes, junctions. We've had it all here, and they've all been hit with intensity. Little hidden ball trick. Stays with Shanks. Near side Church. Inside to Shanks. Oh, he floated over the shoulder. And Rose got a piece and might have hit the crossbar as well. Church gets a pick from Haley. Right down the lane. Church saved Rose. Loose ball. Flips to Shanks. And that was kicked aside by Nick Rose. And Ticehurst will run onto this one. Dukeman spins through the lane. Ticehurst will give it off to Cook. Now Dane Doby gives it to King. He'll float high. Jesse King plants his feet. Shot safe. Chiliano got a man down the floor. It's Keegan Bell on a rope. Bell on the breakaway. Bell saved Nick Rose. And Lady finds the loose ball.
Another timely one in transition for Nick Rose. What a pass from Frank Chiliano, though.
Well, we were remarking at how low the scoreboard here is in SaskTel.
Goalies were literally hitting it when they were passing the morning shoot-around today. And so Frankie knows this is his home barn. Keep that pass low and tight. And Bell brought it in nicely.
There's Maye up to Cook. 8 on the shot clock. Good pressure defense there by Bobby Kidd III. And then Cook, just a rebound shot, gets it right back and then loses his footing. Wanted a call, didn't get one.
Wanted his own rebound. We saw the Rush throw it off the glass earlier. Cook tried to bounce that one off Chiliano's chest. Crashed the crease.
Keenan, backside Triolo. The pass was just behind him. That was a good ball cut from Mike Triolo. Now ball still loose down there by Salama in Calgary. With 2:15 here in the third, he'll get it over center and in possession. Salama trying to find somebody to give the ball off to. And finally, we'll find Austin Dukeman on the far side. Drafted 48 by Calgary. This past draft. Towson. And New West native. And Doby screaming for a back in call, not going to get it. And Chiliano quickly up ahead to Connor McClellan. Still no goals here for Zach Mans. It's very unlike him. Keenan now. Watched by Ticehurst. Gets a pick from Mans. Inside pass to Shanks. And they're going to say Church through the crease first to touch. Good eyes there by Mark Ardonia.
That's what 401 games they'll give you.
He's seen all the tricks. Hidden ball trick. Maye still has it. Steps away from Hasek. Goes far side. Hayden Dixon. He'll work a two-man game with Curtis Dixon. Now Cook through a screen kick, save and a beauty by Frank. And loose ball grabbed there by Barnable.
And Cook is just dying for one right now. He's probably leading the Calgary Roughnecks in shots by to venture a guess.
Shanks, shoulder save, Rose, loose ball. Salamo ran over it. And this is going to be over and back. Unlucky there for Clark Walter.
Yeah, bobbles one. The Roughnecks get to keep their foot on the gas pedal, but Tanner Cook just hungry for a goal. He's taking a lot of one-on-one options.
King trying to throw one for a 2-for-1. Now Messenger just going to try to muff this one. Smart play here by Mike Messenger. As Doby takes a rough ride, Dukeman gets in there. Doby trying to find this one. And then he falls to the turf, and it's going to end up in the stick of Austin Dukeman. Great job there by the Roughnecks. And then Dukeman gets cross-checked to the turf, takes another hit. 19 on the clock. Saskatchewan has last possession here.
They're hungry.
Church, quick shot, toe save there by Rose, and up and out of play with 9 to go in the quarter.
Going to stay with the rush, extra attacker is on. They don't need a timeout, they know exactly what they're going to run here with 9 seconds.
Shanks, Keenan. Diagonal feed went off a Roughneck player, up into the netting with 1 second left. It's going to stay here with Saskatchewan, and they're going to have to take a quick shot here from Church. It won't be enough time to take a shot, and we will go to the fourth all even at 6. What a game we have had here. Shots 51-33 in favor of the Rush, but Nick Rose has been absolutely dialed here in the third quarter. He and Chiliano just give up 3 combined goals and made bell save after 10 bell save. Fourth quarter action coming up. Can the Rush move into the first? Can the Roughnecks stay alive on TSN?
This combo meal's got combinations. Make this thing your own creation. Entree, drink, and choice of sides. Oh, and it's free to swap fries. BK, have it your way.
Ginger, how are you there?
I'm good, Eric.
Looking up your prescription?
Yes.
It matters when you're looking for savings. Looks like we can save you money. There you go.
Thanks so much, Eric. I really appreciate you.
Where you get your medicine matters.
Contact one of our local business specialists at bankofamerica.com/local business. Bank of America.
It's all happening too fast.
What, you nervous about the wedding?
No, it's the house, dude. We got approved.
Bro, don't stress. This house, it's the one.
Speaking of the one, caterer. We need a caterer.
Customers continue to say great things about Academy Ford.
And it is a family business, and they do treat people like family.
Now may be your best time to buy a new Ford because Academy Ford has our biggest selection in years. Buy American and get Ford's employee pricing. You pay what we pay. Right now, get 2.9% financing plus up to $5,300 in savings on new F-150s. Plus, get treated like family.
Academy Ford, home of honesty and integrity since 1962.
45 minutes in the book, 6-6 is your score. Matt Hossek has been fantastic since returning to the Rush. With more on his story, here's Chantel.
Teddy, he said that it feels like a full circle moment for him. He spent 4 seasons with the Rush from 2017 to 2020, and I had a chance to speak with Matt, and he told me that, listen, I feel like it was just like how it was before when I left Sask. He said he left with some unfinished business, and I asked him how good this Rush team was, and he says, I don't know if it's better than the past Rush teams that I was on, but this team is really good. I had a chance to talk to Mike Triolo, also Holden Garland, and they said the number one thing about this season that's been a difference is having Matt Hossek on this club. Guys?
Thank you, Chantel. Yeah, we've spoken to so many people about the evolution, Brad, of Matt Hossek. You know, when he was here, he was great. But he goes to Panther City, becomes their captain, learns to be a leader and a veteran, and now comes back here as just a steady anchor on the back end.
Yeah, an absolute rebuild, an absolute new man. He got top matchups down there. He got that leadership experience. Now he's doing all that and more with the Rush.
Here comes Saskatchewan. Zach Mann with a swim move, goes airborne. And Rose got the left shoulder on it, reset to 30. Keenan backing his way in, backhander, and Rose had to be wise to that one.
So unfamiliar territory, the Roughnecks have not been tied after 3 quarters all season long. The Rush have been here a couple times. They've been great, both these two teams have been great fourth quarter teams. We'll come into this one tie. We are ready for it.
Dixon skips it, Maye. Split dodge on the run. Maye behind the net. Dixon scores. What a look! Maye used his shiftiness to get to the middle of the floor and then was able to find Superman behind the net who goes airborne, and Calgary restores their lead.
Yeah, who needs a phone booth? He'll just camp out behind the net. Curtis Dixon screaming for it. Good poise, good patience by Maye. And they're celebrating the young man for the nice assist on right now the go-ahead fourth quarter goal. Curtis Dixon straight over to Maye to say, what a dish.
Third of the night for Curtis Dixon, 43rd of the season. Calgary back up 1.
Talking offensive coach Sean Campbell before the game, he said it's unfortunate the only place that Calgary hasn't really been injured this year is where they have the most depth, and that's at offensive left. And it's been tough to have to scratch Gauthier, who's been good. It's been tough to have to scratch Maye at times, who's been good, but he's been scoring more of late, and that's why he's been the full-time guy the last couple games.
That ties him with Dane Smith and Jeff Teat for the league lead in goals. Ball loose. And a cross-checking call here. Sorry, I said Dane Smith, I meant Ryan Smith. And the Saskatchewan Rush headed back to the power play as Bennett Smith to the sin bin for 2 or less.
Calgary penalty, 2 minutes. Check from behind.
Josh Sanderson says no way. And we'll get a look at the top right of your screen. There's the cross check on the numbers on Walter. So Roughnecks down a man, up by 1.
Here come the Rush. Strong right. Church setting it up. Shanks carries high, gives it off to Zach Mans. Now Ryan Keenan in the corner. Inside feed, backhand pass to Church, and he just put it off target. Still plenty of time here for the offense. Backside look for Haley, couldn't connect. And it'll fall to Lady. Lady will bring it across center. Minute and a half remaining on the penalty to Smith.
Saskatchewan's allowed the most shorthanded goals of any team this season. See if the Roughnecks can go to goal.
Inside Jesse King. Tried to get Chiliano biting on the first stick fake. Frank held his ground. Keegan Bell up ahead. Bell will leave it for Church and head off the floor. Shanks, Haley, Keenan, Mans will join him. Church up top. Shot turned aside by Rose with the left leg. 50 to go on the minor. Shanks up top to Keenan. Doesn't pull the trigger. Haley thought about it, will take it. Glove saved by Rose. Loose ball in the corner. Fresh 30 here for the Rush. Shanks, his Church just plays in the middle. And that shot by Shanks, well off the target, gonna be over and back. And that's not an easy thing for the defenses to maintain, Brad, is when that guy does float in the middle. The easiest way to beat a zone, diagonal passes and someone cutting the zone.
Ready behind. I'm with him.
Here's Maye on the far side with Tanner Cook. 19 on the penalty. Maye watched by Adam J. Flips it up to Cook. Low to low, soaked by Hossick. Picked up by Jared Smith. Takes a heavy slash from Cook. Smith still running. And then throws on the brakes and gives it off to Keenan with a quick shot. And then Jared Smith couldn't find it. Now running onto this one is Ethan Tyser.
No one really knows by the quick whistle, as Tyser's technically allowed to run onto that. The Roughnecks will pull it out and run to safety.
And in the process, will kill off the remaining seconds. Back to 5 aside. Dobie with an overhand twister, saves Giuliano. Now he's got to find someone to outlet to. Will balloon a pass to McClellan. Quickly up ahead.
Calgary's volume is really tapered off. So right now, shot 54 to 40 right now. And I think some shots are just being forced. That last Tanner Cook one, that last Dobie one, you want to see settle set.
Church tried to flip it, Triolo. Now he's double teamed in the corner. Knocked ahead, running onto this one. Follows. And he doesn't have anybody with him. And so he'll get off to Cook and head off the floor. Cook one-on-one with Hossick. King will come over instead of standing seal. Now Dixon. Backhand flip to Hayden Dixon. Hayden Dixon all the way around. Gets the middle. Shot, leg save, Chiliano. Loose ball, Hossick. Flips up ahead quickly. Keegan Bell on the run. Does he go to the rack? He will. Shoulder saved by Rose. Now can Bell find this loose ball? Tried to kick it loose, and it's grabbed there by Bennett Smith. Fast moving opening 5 minutes here in the fourth. 1 goal lead for the Calgary Roughnecks. Maye, split dodge, spin move. Oh, and he almost got his shot off. But the stick check by Hossick saved the day.
Yeah, great recovery by Hossick as we keep going end to end.
Jared Smith to Keenan. Keenan trying to back his man in. Now Walter will set the seal. Church far side to Shanks with 8 on the shot clock. Shot by Shanks. Never made it on net. It'll go up and over the glass. It's 7-6. Curtis Dixon with a diving beauty. Superman is in the building.
The combo meal changed the game at BK.
With so many options, I play my way.
Fries are my say, no compromise.
Winning big time, cause it's free to swap fries.
BK, have it your way.
Contact one of our local business specialists at bankofamerica.com/local business. Bank of America.
Flight by Yingling is raising the bar by crafting the next generation of light beer. With only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Flight by Yingling. Raise the bar.
Let her cook. Big low come through frying.
Get it before you get home.
Let her cook. Okay. Too much cake got bad. Oh God. Let her cook. All that sauce.
Get it in as fast as an hour with Express Delivery.
Oh, it's already delivered.
Welcome to your Walmart.
7-6 is your score. Just under 10 minutes to go left in regulation. Time now for the Hotel Planner upcoming schedule. They may not want it, but the Roughnecks have next weekend off before a pivotal doubleheader. First in Vegas, then catch a morning flight, head back home to take on Colorado, and then the Rush. It's not that easy for them, but they got Colorado and then Ottawa, and 2 wins could see them take first place, but they got to keep winning and hope for a couple losses from Buffalo if they want.
Yeah, they've got another one here too, and they've loved playing at home. They've been successful here. The best home record in the league this year at 5-2. The more they can win at home, lock up that first place. Calgary, I think they'll welcome it. They've been a bit nicked up, but they won't welcome it if they lose tonight.
Here's Curtis Dixon, working with a Hayden Dixon. We'll skip it to Doby. Good defense by Messenger. Doby tried a little reverse dunk, and that was stymied.
They've been going at him physical tonight, holding Garland all over Doby. He got roughed up earlier by Messenger in that first half. I don't know if that's poking the beast or not. We'll wait and see here in the last 9.
Shanks to Clark Walter. That was soaked by Bennett Smith. Somehow they get a rebound, but they'll say Hossack ran through the crease. Dixon up ahead, and Slama won't force it. Cook, he's got a bit of a lane. BK3 steps out to shut it down. Maye. Dixon near side. To King, back to Curtis Dixon. 10 on the shot clock. Little rocker step from Curtis Dixon. Got to get a shot up. Heavy pick from Hayden Dixon. Curtis Dixon short side, and they say Giuliano didn't make the save.
They're going to talk this one over. I think he got a shot off there. The clock was winding down, but he got a decent shot off.
Take a look at the replay, yeah.
So great underneath. Bell's trying to body him. That hit the post.
And they are going to give possession back to Calgary here, so fresh 30.
They're able to swap a body out. Duke him in for Hayden Dixon.
Here's King, over the top, was deflected, loose ball in the corner. BK3 will find it. And he'll flip it to Keegan Bell.
Good sticks and lanes by the Saskatchewan Rush. Late stage of this game is King looking for that overhand.
Heavy shot right out of the bench from Keenan. Rose took a bit of a step back after soaking that one.
You know, they don't mind taking that early shot because they're so skilled at getting the loose ball. They're able to take that risk.
Unofficially Rose's 50th save of the night. Wow. Here's Clark Walter. The shank, shot over the top, missed it. Rose got to find this one behind the net late in the 30. Keenan trying to kick it free, he does. But now nobody's with him, and the shot clock will expire. Salama will take it in his own zone with 7:15 remaining. Hayden Dixon with it. Being watched by Adam J. Now far side, Jesse King. King one-on-one with Matt Hossack. Gets a pick from Maye. King somehow able to hold on, and now Curtis Dixon low to low, and diving in front of that was Mike Messenger. Talk about sacrificing your body. Literally dove in front of that shot from Dixon.
We've seen everything from Mike Messenger tonight. Dives across the top of the D like a torpedo to take away Dixon's torpedo. And now a block shot by Sykes on the other side, but a penalty coming up here to the Roughnecks.
Yeah. Bennett Smith knocked Triolo down with a heavy axe chop. And the big tree slowly heading off in some considerable discomfort. And Jimmy Quinlan immediately puts all 5 fingers up for the officials to see. And we'll have to see. The call is here on Bennett Smith from Cam Anderson.
Calgary number 90, or number 21, minor penalty, illegal cross check.
Only a 2-minute on the illegal cross check.
Roughnecks, I think, will be breathing a sigh of relief as we get a look at Bennett Smith. Middle of your screen, Triolo kind of drops the chin a little bit. We see such a big man coming in on Smith, and there's the block by Messenger. What? Is that on a water, on a slip and slide?
So a chance to tie it here in the power play. Mans to Shanks, back to Mans, shot. Oh, what a block there, this time from the right leg of Sykes. That one stung.
Everyone just sacrificing. Get the ice baths ready.
I'll just go stand outside here in Saskatoon. Pass blocked by Sykes, knocked down. Now he's fighting for this loose ball. He knocked down Keenan. Somehow he comes away with it. Now he falls on top of it. Still has it, Salama. Got 3 seconds to get across the timeline, and he does. Great job there by Matt Sykes.
A couple of his best shifts as a member of the Roughnecks. Came into this team just a handful of games. He's already killing penalties, sacrificing the body, making big plays.
Curtis Dixon, as Dobie just runs through Bobby Kidd to third, and he hates the call, but he's gonna head to the box. And Josh Sanderson down right on the floor of the bench, screaming at the officials. I think he kind of wants it to go both ways, a little 1-and-1. But not the time to be taking offensive end penalties.
Yeah, this is bad timing all around. We got the
Calgary
call
player
here.
number 44, 5-minute major, plays under review.
And it's a 5-minute major on Dane Dobie. It will be automatically reviewed, but this could be a catastrophe.
So here it is, top left of your screen. Dane Dobie on Bobby Kidd the third. He was just kind of cutting across the top. Here's another angle from it. Dobie want to set a pick. Definitely, I think, worthy of a 2. Bobby Kidd is a hard collision. He gets the stick up. It's not an intentional cross-check to the face, I don't believe, by any means. I would be surprised if it's reduced from 5 to 2, but still, you're going to be down 5-on-3 at this stage of the crucial game. Tough break for Calgary.
So Mark Gardonio is in the box, just kind of reviewing this one. And again, it can stay at 5, he could drop it down to 2, or he can completely take it away. And I don't think they'll completely take it away, but I agree, I think there definitely is 2 minutes there. And you can see Dobie's reaction to the immediate call.
Emotions are just running so high in this game for Calgary Roughnecks. Basically, season on the line with what's happening around them. And, I don't think there's any malice here. I think he was just trying to roll off of Bobby Kidd III, who's a big physical specimen, coming down on you full steam.
The officials continue to look this one over and get as many looks as they can as fans start to do the wave here inside SaskTel to keep themselves entertained. Again, so Dobie does get his stick up. It is in the head. I could see this staying as a 5, but you're right, there's not any super malice, but here's Mark Gardonio with the call.
5-minute major has been reduced to a 2-minute minor for legal cross-check.
So Dobie stepping out of the box like he thought it was going to be rescinded altogether. But no, 5-on-3 it'll be.
A 5-on-3 nonetheless is not a good thing. Last time Saskatchewan had a 5-on-3, they scored and then scored on the next one as well. So crunch time here for the Roughneck short man unit. Salama, Lady, and Sykes will be the 3-man in front of Nick Rose. Mike Messenger will play center field. It'll be Mans, Keenan, Church, and Shanks.
Shot clock operator gonna converse here. Add a couple ticks to the clock. Last 5-on-3, it was Robert Church who absolutely just uncorked one, able to step into it with everything he had.
We're just gonna put some time back on the clock here. Fergie says we're good. Messenger will start it. And we're underway. Church to Mans, down low Ryan Keenan. And Church couldn't find that pass. Ball will bounce free. Somehow, oh, Eli Salama almost had it. Now Church to Mans. Back to Church. Twister got deflected. 8 seconds for Keenan. Mans shot. And they're gonna say that's a reset. They'll go to the bench. Fresh 30. Mans inside to Keenan. Pass was behind him. Tried to go short side, nice save there by Rosie.
Slaps that aside with the left wrist. Good stop.
Mans and Church play 1-2. Mans shot, saved Rose. Sykes clamps it in his crease.
What a fourth quarter here by the big Matt Sykes. Soaks another one on a 5-on-3 like he's a goaltender.
Lady forces one in to Hayden Dixon. Now Curtis Dixon. Bennett Smith out of the box, so now 5-on-4. So the Calgary's killed off one.
Still
and they kill off another.
Yeah, 45 seconds to kill.
Maye. Oh, and had his stick knocked completely out of his hands. Loose ball picked up by Messenger. Messenger to Shanks. And then floats it to Hossack and gets it right back. We'll go 5-on-4 power play, under 30 to go in the Dolby Minor. Keenan to Church. Strong left here for Saskatchewan. Mans sets an inside seal for Church. Walter to Mans. Sorry, Keenan down low. One-timer from Shanks, turned aside by Rose. Walter finds a loose ball. And then Church couldn't hold on to it. Now follows. Crosses center. Doby's out. Calgary kills them both off. That is massive at this stage of the game.
Fourth quarter, 5-on-3. We say it all the time. Your goaltender has to be your best penalty killer, and Rose was that.
Great stick check there by Adam Jane to knock it out of the stick of Dane Doby. Now the ever fiery Dane Doby somehow comes away with it and draws the penalty too.
Wow.
And now King is gonna find it, takes a shot at the buzzer. Doby screaming for a reset. Catch your breath. 2:57 to go. It's a one-goal game, and the Calgary Roughnecks are headed to the power play as Dane Doby was pulled to the ground by Hossack, and a chance for the Roughnecks to maybe put this one on ice.
This combo meal's got combinations. Make this thing your own creation. Entree, drink, and choice of sides. Oh, and it's free to swap fries. BK, have it your way.
Mmm, savory, juicy, and hold up. It's got Hidden Valley Ranch seasoning? Nice. Crispy, zesty, ranchy perfection. Hidden Valley Ranch, only serious about flavor.
Is this a bad idea?
It's a bad idea, right?
This is perfect.
Are you sure you're ready to buy a house, Mika?
We just want the best for you, honey.
I don't know anyone that owns a house. Are you sure?
I got this.
You got this. Trendsetter.
Time now for the assist of the game presented by Eero, and it's King to Maye in spectacular fashion.
Yeah, that's just perfection. Two-man perfection off the pickoff. Hasek. My knows the ball's coming, and his strong rookie season continues for the first-round draft pick. 11 goals in his 9th game, top 10 in rookie scoring. And now Calgary with a chance to increase their lead on the power play, up by a goal here in the 4th quarter.
Cook, Doby, King, Dixon squared. Strong left, and they're just taking their time here, using as much clock as they can. I'm not sure if I like this. It's only a 1-goal game. You need goals. King backhanded Doby, one more. Great pass, great play. I'll just be quiet if you keep scoring goals. What a set play there by Calgary. And it's a 2-goal game, their first 2-goal lead of the night.
I think they lulled the Saskatchewan defense to sleep a little bit, thinking they're going to milk a little bit more clock. Goals have been at a premium this game, but they let it tick down, and then the defense gets a little bit discombobulated. You see Franks caught out of position. Garland's tied up. I think he's arguing that he was being held down low, but great finish and a 2-goal lead by any team for the first time in a long time.
5-3 was the last time, the only time we've had a 2-goal lead. And that was when Robert Church scored his 3rd goal in the power play. But we just went 11.5 minutes without a goal between the goals from Curtis Dixon and Hayden Dixon. Now here comes Frank Chiliano with Saskatchewan down 2.
They've yet to score in the 4th quarter, have the rush.
Extra attacker on. They practiced this a lot this morning in morning shoot around. Mans to Church, back to Mans, shot, save Nick Rose. 55th save of the night unofficially. Loose ball picked up by Griffin Hall. He's got an empty net. Griffin Hall coast to coast, scores! His first of his career into an empty netter. And that one definitely could put this one ice, as he kind of got himself with his own sniper.
He gets on the hands of Haley quick, forces him to cough it up. Bit of a 2-man effort with Matsuoka up there, and then Hall, good Victoria boy with the icing on the cake. 3-goal lead Calgary Roughnecks in the late stages.
Griffin was a fantastic stay-at-home D guy for us in Junior B, made his progression up to Junior A, and now playing for Nanaimo, Timmerman in the WLA. Just a steady, quiet guy. He's learning the ropes at the NL level, and that's a big goal into the empty net. And Saskatchewan wins the draw and quickly calls timeout.
Now, Hall's played in all 16 games so far this season for the Calgary Roughnecks. Full-timer, came over in the trade for Shane Simpson and adds his first goal of the season. Big one. Saskatchewan's worst offensive output this season, Teddy, was only a 7-goal outing back in March.
Isn't that a win, though? Did they win that game, 7-6?
They might have. Point being, it was their lowest offensive output. Tonight they have 6 with under 2 to go.
Let's look at the current standings. Again, a win would have helped Saskatchewan into first place for the time being. Calgary can't get into a playoff spot with a win here tonight, but it does creep them close to that number 8 spot. And depending on what happens the rest of the weekend, they could get up there.
Yeah, they've got a couple favorable tiebreakers. The biggest game for Calgary is going to be the last game of the season against the Colorado Mammoth. There's all sorts of tie-breaking scenarios that kind of hinge on that one. Mammoth tomorrow night against the Bandits.
Quick check of the out-of-town scoreboard. 4-1. Vancouver leads Albany at the half.
Christian Delbianco probably watching the first half of this game, hold my beer, and then go have a 1-goal against first half performance.
Chiliano on the bench, 6-on-5 here for Saskatchewan. Shot there by Keenan, deflected in the net, reset to 30.
Blocked. That's what they wanted, that's what they preached all this week, and Lady soaks one.
Haley to Mans, backhand to Keenan. Mans to Haley, shot off target. Can Mans keep it on side? Yes. 18 on the shot clock. Haley skips it to Keenan. Shanks, Mans, back to Shanks with the one-timer, and he couldn't connect. Still got time here. Mans off the inside of the pipe and stayed out. Now we're going the other way. Matt Sykes has an empty net. Sykes, can he finish it? He does! The unlikeliest of nails in the coffin. One from Griffin Hall, and then one from Matt Sykes. His first as a Roughneck.
I felt the building trembling as he was lumbering it up the floor, but nice to see Sykes rewarded for the effort that he's put in tonight. An absolute remarkable game on the back end. And then a late game dagger, all smiles for the late season acquisition.
Obviously, Josh Sanderson was familiar with Matt Sykes when Sanderson was coaching down in San Diego. And wanted to, like you said, Brad, add some toughness, add some size back there, some guys that are willing to soak shots. And Sykes has had a phenomenal game here tonight for the Roughnecks. And Josh Sanderson was telling us he wanted a little more toughness from his team, a little more grit, as Messenger just runs right through Jake Naso.
That's how bad he wanted that loose ball.
Messenger to Keenan as the fans slowly start to head to the exits here in SaskTel.
Yeah, they will get a home playoff game in this building, that we know. That weekend of April 24th. But tonight, their Rocky Mountain rivals will run away with it.
Maye to Dixon right back, just milking this clock. 15 seconds remaining. This is going to be a massive win for the Calgary Roughnecks. Next weekend, they'll have the bye and a chance to kind of scoreboard watch and prepare themselves for the biggest weekend of the season. On the road in Vegas, and then on a quick flight home to take on the Colorado Mammoths, which could be a playoff deciding game inside the Rough House.
Battle of Alberta round 2 goes to the western side of the Medicine Line. The Calgary Roughnecks with a 4-0 fourth quarter. They were in unfamiliar territory heading into the fourth. They'd never been tied after 3 all season long. And then Nick Rose and the Calgary defense shuts out the Saskatchewan Rush. Their lowest offensive total of the season, and the Roughnecks showed up. They found that extra gear tonight that they've been looking for over the month of March. And they'll be feeling good heading into the bye weekend after this performance.
For the Saskatchewan Rush, not the way they wanted things to go, but they'll get right back in the horse and they take on Colorado and then finish the season at home versus the Ottawa Black Bears. And it's not out of reach yet for them to have the #1 seed overall, but they're going to need some help from around the league as the two teams shake hands. Nick Rose unofficially 57 saves, and here are some of them.
Yeah, they made him absolutely work for it tonight. His best performance as a Calgary Roughneck. We talked about it a little bit earlier, like he had to come and steal one for this team. That's why they brought him in. And he absolutely did his job tonight, allowing just 6 goals. They tried to test him down low. He had a great stick. He made some acrobatic saves, and he made some classic Nick Rose saves. Right place, right time.
His second win as a Roughneck, and he's on the floor with Chantel Chan.
Nick, you had 57 saves tonight. Do you feel like this was your best game that you've played in a Calgary jersey?
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, Sask is an unreal team. They're one of the best in the league, and for us to come in here, and obviously I knew what was at stake and had to have my best game.
I know that Coach Sanderson was talking about how you guys need to be a little bit more gritty this week. Do you feel like the defense and the team as a whole had a little bit more flavor?
Yeah, I think the bye week did us wonders to kind of reset and understand what it's going to take from the back end to get wins in this league and hopefully get in the playoffs over the next few weeks. So the grit was there tonight.
Yeah, and now you guys are heading into a bye week, and then you have 2 back-to-back games, one against Vegas and then another very tough one against Colorado. How important was this win here in this barn, just for momentum purposes?
Well, I don't think too many teams are trying to look at the standings too closely right now, but I mean, obviously that's going to go a long way for us to hopefully have a chance to clinch a playoff spot in a couple weeks. But we got to rest up and get to work over the bye and come back even stronger.
Congrats, Nick. Enjoy this one.
Thanks a lot. See ya.
Teddy, Brad.
Thank you, Chantel, and thank you to Nick Rose. Unbelievable performance, 57 saves, his second win as a member of the Calgary Roughnecks, and that win, Brad, keeps the Calgary Roughnecks alive in the March to May.
Yeah, absolutely huge. It was going to be an uphill battle if they lost this one. They found that grit. They were as advertised. You put on that Roughnecks jersey, you have to play Roughnecks lacrosse, and they absolutely did that tonight. Answered for their coach. You got to feel for Josh Sanderson and the coaching staff getting what they wanted out of this group tonight. They only had to put up 10, but Nick Rose was lights out. Their defense was blocking shots, getting in lanes, playing nasty, and they took advantage of a Saskatchewan Rush team that's clinched and they're in.
We look at the play of the offense, Curtis Dixon leading the way with 3 goals, but you get empty netters from Griffin Hall and Matt Sykes, and that pushes Calgary to 500 on the season. They don't trail the teams at 8-7 by much, and whatever happens tonight could be and could mean that they will be in a playoff spot by the end of the week. Next week, NLL Friday Night on TSN returns April 11th as the Vancouver Warriors, the Red Hot Warriors, take on the Toronto Rock. Catch all the action, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific on TSN and TSN Plus. It was a prairie battle for the ages. It was a tight one. It was a slobber knocker. It was everything that you'd expect. Hard-hitting, fast-paced, back-and-forth track meet. But somehow, this Calgary Roughnecks team found a way to outwill the Saskatchewan Rush, get some key goals and some even bigger saves, and they take this one, make the final. Calgary 10, Saskatchewan 6, live from Saskatoon on TSN.
What's better than a limited time deal? An unlimited time deal. That's why the $5 Biggie Bag with a Junior Bacon Cheeseburger is available all the time. Because the best time for fresh, never frozen beef and Applewood smoked bacon is all the time. Duh. For the best deal of all time, gotta be Wendy's.
Contact one of our local business specialists at bankofamerica.com/local business. Bank of America.
3 ice cold Jägermeister shots, please. Those look warm.
Serve it cold or don't serve it at all. Jägermeister. Damn, that's cold.
Touch can mean so many things, even for people with moderate to severe eczema. Touch can make 2 feel like 1, or simply be a helping hand. Dupixent can help you stay ahead of eczema as you welcome the feeling of touch. Dupixent helps block a key source of inflammation inside the body that can cause eczema to help heal your skin from within. Many adults saw 90% clearer skin. Some even achieved long-lasting clearer skin. And fast itch relief after the first dose. Severe allergic reactions can occur. Get help right away for face, mouth, tongue, or throat swelling, wheezing, or trouble breathing. Tell your doctor of new or worsening eye problems like eye pain, vision changes, or blurred vision, joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma or other medicines without talking to your doctor. Dupixent, the #1 prescribed biologic by dermatologists and allergists, helps you feel the heal. See the difference for yourself. Reach out to your eczema specialist today.